and it's really time to start. But let me put my microphone here, because otherwise you will not be able to hear me. With the microphone, it's a little bit easier for us to be here. Also, when you grab your pen, this pen for the tablet, you don't grab it like this. Grab it like this, with the writing portion down, because if you grab it in the other way, you will wonder why it doesn't work, which I did just now. Whatever. So, let's start to do this interesting version of Venom. Usually, I will not do this kind of very perspective and you know, action post things in this channel, but the guy is my friend, so let's do this. Let's try it. It's a challenge. It's always nice to have some challenges here and there, not to keep putting yourself in your comfort zone or staying in your comfort zone. Just a challenge here and there would be absolutely, completely fine. This is his head. It's very easy to make the head of this this Venom. Okay, now we will see what will happen. I did it once, as you can see from the thumbnail. For those who are online right now, we can see from the thumbnail that I already did this. So I kinda know what I'm doing, not perfectly, and it was hard. Let's go with the chest completely forward. The chest actually is almost vertical, almost horizontal, which we should address here if we do it. If you want for our model to look like the concept, if we want that, we have to do the chest almost completely horizontal, and it would be great. Then what do we want is the back muscles. Where they finish, we will have a little bit of something, and then the legs will start, which usually is not the case actually, but obviously in this character it is like that, so it's fine. Coran KIzer Stone, or kizerilla, yeah, he likes to do this kind of action post things, and that's completely fine, because this is his style, and when people are doing their style, it doesn't matter if people are liking it, and in his case they are liking it. People are liking it because he has more than 300,000 followers in Instagram, so people are kind of liking it. 300,000 followers. 300,000 followers are not 5 followers that you have or something. 300,000 followers. Instagram. Not a joke. Okay, so I think we're getting there. We will get there very, very nicely. Now let's do the arms. And for 3 minutes we already will start doing some arms, which is great. By the way, I was telling you that I will do some video with the VR app ShapeLab, but unfortunately I will not do it for certain reasons that maybe I will say sometime, but not now. Now it's not the time to say those reasons exactly, but there will be no video for ShapeLab with me. My video. If somebody wants to see a video about ShapeLab, Danimac has videos about ShapeLab. Even, I think Jazza, who has a lot of followers, couple of million followers or subscribers here in YouTube, Jazza, Draw with Jazza. He's a drawing guy usually, but he also have made a video for not Sketchfab, the ShapeLab back in the days. So if somebody wants a video, VR sculpting video, you can always check out those guys, Danimac and Jazza. And there are other people who are also using Shapelab for the YouTube videos, because for the YouTube videos, Shapelabs probably is completely fine. 100 watchers, 4 likes, please like people. It doesn't matter if you like or not. I don't actually care that much about the likes, I may say so. I don't care about the algorithm too. That's why my videos are not 15 minutes or 30 minutes. They are sometimes 2 hours. If I was caring too much about the algorithm, I would make speed of videos with commentary, with editing and stuff. But first, I'm lazy. So, I just sit down and do the live without any preparation, without any editing, without anything. You know, that's why I do the lives, if you are wondering, because they're easy to do. And also, I'm one of the few guys who can sculpt, at the same time speak relatively well. I mean, with not too much bullshits coming out of my mouth. Although, there will be the occasional one, but you cannot help it, you know. When you're sculpting or working as a whole with whatever, some professional work, and talking all the time, the stupid things are about to come, you know. It's not possible to keep them out. They will be there. But it doesn't matter that much. Great character. No, this is a speed char. RTX 4060 with 8 GB is enough for sculpting in your style. Yeah, it's completely enough for sculpting. You know, the better video card usually is for rendering. If you have a big model to render, then a big video card with a lot of RAM will help. If you have environment with a lot of polygons to render, then the good video card with a lot of polygons, a lot of power, I mean, will help, yes. But for just sculpting like this, in my style, if we can say this my style, it's not my style. You know, this is not a style, actually. Speed sculpting is not a style. And you shouldn't post this kind of things in your ArtStation accounts, speed sculpts, because they are not professional. They are just for fun. They are for practicing also. For those things, they are not something that people will judge you nicely about. Mirror the other hand. Okay, we have the arms. Let's see what we have. Okay, we need not this. Come on. Now I know only I can stop the rain. Only I can stop the rain. Now this will be his leg. Interesting. Let's put it here. I'm a little bit off with the legs. I mean, now I'm preparing my leg course, leg and feet anatomy course. So I'm well aware what's happening with the legs and the anatomy of the legs. And here we have some issues that I'm not sure I want to do, but we'll see. No. Amazing legs, as you can see. These legs will be just fine. No. We'll do better legs. You will see. In the beginning, everything, when we start doing the 3D, the arms, the legs, whatever, everything in the beginning looks awful. But in time, if we put a certain amount of time in this thing, it will get definitely much better. And you will see how this is even starting to look a little bit like a leg. I don't know, but it's kind of starting to look like a leg, which is great. Let's see how the legs are. So they're not that spread, I think, in the picture. So let's do something like this. He will fall backwards, so we will have to adjust everything. But I always like to put things there. So to put the arms, to put the legs, to do something like a 3D sketch and then refine, adjust, and stuff. Let's do the ass. So when the legs are that spread, the ass will be kind of flexed. So this is the flexed ass. Here we will have this muscle going almost to the end. This one will not. Here we will have the bone a little bit, the patella, which is the kneecap. Here we'll have a little bit of the fibula, the calves in the back. We'll see how we will go with them. And yeah, we have this, which is kind of action pose. Let's see it from completely from the side view. Yeah, he's still falling backwards. When you're making your sculpt, you make sure when you look at it from the side like this, that it doesn't quite fall back. You know, this one now is falling. So I will adjust the legs a little bit so it doesn't fall quite much, fall back. That's my idea. What's the name of the brushes you use? Okay, I will tell you the names of the brushes I use. Standard brush, or in this case, draw brush. Draw sharp brush. Write them down. Draw sharp brush. Also, this one, which is called clay strips. And very importantly, sometimes I use scrape fill brush. And of course, the grab brush is one of the main brushes that we use. Grab brush is when you move things. In ZBrush, it's called move brush, which is far more better name. I mean, it's better name in ZBrush. It's better. The name is far better in ZBrush, but doesn't matter. We don't work in ZBrush right now. We are working in Blender, so we have to remember that. And don't mock ZBrush, because ZBrush is a very good software. According to many, including me, ZBrush is the better sculpting software, but from the free softwares, Blender is obviously the best, and Blender is better than all other paid softwares, in my opinion, except for ZBrush for sculpting. This is just my opinion, of course. You don't have to agree with it. It's completely biased opinion because I'm using Blender, I'm teaching Blender, I have courses, by the way, and yes, it's time for the sponsor of this video, which is my courses. My courses are sponsoring this video. And by my courses, I mean the courses that I've created, the video courses I created for Blender and ZBrush and anatomy and character creation as a whole. You can check them out in the description of the video if you want. You can buy them at ArtStation or Udemy or even Flip Normals. They are not in many other places, only those. So this will be our legs. And we will do some nails on the legs, which will be some Venom nails and stuff. But for now, we are just sketching. This is the Achilles tendon from the back. It's down from the calves. The calves, we can make them a little bit more muscular, since this is Venom. He's kind of bigger than many bodybuilders, even Mr. Olympia level bodybuilders. So he could be, I mean, much stronger. We can make him. The inner calf is much more prominent. Here, next to the inner calf, we have only the tibia bone. If you touch yourself there, which I highly advise you to touch yourself, you know, touching yourself is always a good way to learn about the shapes and the forms of the human body. Yes, I know some people will say that this is, you know, not good to touch yourself, especially if you are some kind of believer in God or whatever. But this is purely for anatomical purposes, to learn anatomy, not for anything else. So I think we can do it. It's not a huge deal. Okay, we need, I mean, the arms in the concept are bigger than the legs. Almost bigger. It's kind of the same size. So In our, it's kind of the same. In our, what am I doing here? Model. We are doing a model. This is a 3D model. So in our model, it's kind of the same. The arms are huge compared to the legs even. But this is fine. It should be fine, or it could be fine. We'll see which is with which. Who names objects subtools? Yeah, I know, ZBrush has some interesting quirks and features, but it's still the best sculpting software. But you know, if you are a beginner in sculpting and you want to know who is the best sculpting software, which is the best sculpting software, ZBrush hands down is the best sculpting software. But as you can see, I'm working with Blender right now, and I was working in Blender even when I was in Gameloft, because I have like 15 years in the game industry, and I was working in Gameloft, and the last almost 2 years when I was working in Gameloft, I was working only with Blender for high poly, for low poly, for UVs, for everything. So I just forgot about ZBrush for the last 2 years in Gameloft when I was working in the game industry. So this has to tell you that Blender is completely enough for most, let's say, middle to highly stylized characters. If you want to do completely realistic character, then maybe it will be a little bit more difficult with Blender, although it's possible. I've seen it, it's possible. But it's better with ZBrush definitely, because ZBrush supports far more polygons than Blender. Blender supports far less polygons than ZBrush, because Blender is a real 3D program with real lighting. The problem with ZBrush is that the lighting in ZBrush is not exactly realistic, and the renders that you will try to do with ZBrush could turn out to not be that easy to be done. It's possible with a little bit of help from what? From Photoshop. It's possible to do a nice render in ZBrush, but as I said, it's not a real 3D program. Although it's the best sculpting program. What's happening here? It is the best sculpting program, but it's not a real 3D program. What is this guy talking about? Yeah, people say that ZBrush is actually 2.D program. It's not 3D program. And that's why it can't support that much polygon. A real 3D program cannot support this huge amount of polygons that ZBrush supports. And that's it. And many people want to know, will ever Blender be able to support so many polygons? Probably yes, when the video cards become much more powerful, and the computers and overall the PCs with the CPUs and everything, and the RAM, Blender will support more polygons. More million polygons, yes, but ZBrush will support even more than. So, will Blender ever catch up with the poly count? No, but it didn't need to, in my opinion. I am doing alright with Blender. With my PC, I can go up to 40 million polygons, which for most characters that I do is completely enough. This character right now, let's see how many polygons he has. Statistics. Faces. Now it's a little bit over 100,000 polygons, which is nothing, but it's still in a 3D sketch phase, so it's fine. It's completely fine. Now we will watch it from this perspective mostly, so we don't care about the others, but still, when you're doing 3D, you want it kind of to look good from all angles, if you can. If you can't, then it's normal, you will not do it. But if you can, it's fine. And usually we can, since we are 3D character artists. We are 3D character artists. Okay, those will be the teeth of our Venom. This Venom, thankfully, doesn't have too much teeth. Usually, most Venoms that we see in the internet, drawn by people, have an enormous amount of teeth. Like, just what is happening here? How do you suppose to be this kind of Venom and go to the dentist at some point, and where to find the money to you know, to support all this kind of teeth. It's just, I'm always sorry. I feel sorry for the Venoms with so many teeth, you know. What's happening now? Okay. When I'm speaking, I sometimes really can't concentrate quite enough to do what I want to do exactly. I think this is fine for the upper jaw. Let's go for the lower one and continue the same way. It's easy. This is easy. I mean, putting teeth on, it's not that hard. Putting fingers on, as you will see in a couple of minutes, it's more tedious job. It's not that hard, again, it's not hard. But it's, I don't completely like it. I don't like putting fingers on characters. But I have to, and I will. Because I need to. Because I need this character to look as good as possible for the thumbnail of this video, not for anything else, just for the thumbnail of the video. So people, when they look at the thumbnail, say, I want to see this, interesting. And to come and to subscribe to the channel. You know, my other channel, which is called Only Speedchar, has almost 100,000 subscribers. This one is less. How much less? 82,000 today. 82,000. It's not bad, but still it's far from 100,000. 82,000. So let's subscribe, come on. Don't be shy. Subscribe. This button is just for that. It's calling your name. Press it. Subscribe. I'm sure there are people who are watching me a lot and they still haven't subscribed. And I've seen a lot of other YouTubers. They're begging people to subscribe. Yes, people, more than 50% of the people who are watching this channel are not subscribed. So I'm begging you guys, subscribe. I've seen people do that. But you cannot make people subscribe if they don't want to, you know. If I don't want to subscribe, I will say, fuck you, I will not subscribe. Why should I subscribe? What are you giving me? I'm trying to give some entertainment to myself first, but if I'm entertaining to you too, why don't you? Just subscribe, it's fine. Let's go and make the traps. The traps are one of the interesting muscles in the human body, by the way. It's very interesting because it's so... it's one of the most complex muscles, probably, the traps in the human body. It's coming from the clavicle a little bit, then the scapula, then the spine, then other places, and it's just going all over the place. So we can say, and I can say, that it's not my favorite muscle, actually. My favorite muscle is sternocleidomastoid muscle, which is this one here on the neck. This one, which is coming from the back of your ear, going down here, and on the other side the same. So this muscle is called sternocleidomastoid, and it's my favorite muscle because its name is so like sternocleidomastoid. What's happening here? It's not like biceps or triceps or something like very easy. It's sternocleidomastoid. It's just what? Now, I have made a mistake. Why? Because the chest has to wrap around behind here. Behind the biceps. It's just anatomy, you know. If you know a little bit of anatomy, you will know that this is the case. The clavicle, which is the collarbone, is going here upwards. We have the upper chest, which is almost invisible because when we lift our arms, it becomes kind of obscured. But yeah, we have to know our anatomy, otherwise we will not be able to create those kind of concepts in a nice and believable way. So My advice to all of you is learn anatomy. I have to always learn anatomy. So also, I mean, I have to also learn anatomy. Blender is the best. Yes, of course. What do you think about 3D AI sculpt models? They're shit. They're not close to what they have to be. Do you have YouTube button? No, I don't have. I'm subscribed. Very good. Can I ask you something? Why the head is always separate object in the model? Because usually, not in this case, but usually the head in any model have a lot of more details than the body. So if we want to get all those details, we have to increase the polygons of the body immensely, if it's combined with the head, immensely, in order to just make the details on the head. But if it's separate, we can increase the polygons on the head without any issues, without touching the body. The body can stay low poly, or lower at least, and we will be fine. So that's usually the reason why we are sculpting separately. When we're ready and the sculpt is kind of finished, we can combine them. But before that, we just keep them separated. You gotta keep them separated. You asked for it. I didn't want to sing, but you asked for it, so it's your fault. Now these are the muscles who are spreading the fingers. Here we have them. Okay, we have this, which is the bone coming from the pinky side. I am just talking about this. I can do the anatomy without talking about it, but I have to talk about it usually because in order to teach people the anatomy, you need to talk about it a little bit. It's useful. This clump here is either muscle or not, but I don't know. Let's do a little bit of duality of the biceps, because the biceps is called biceps for a reason, because it has two heads. It's two-headed muscle. And I think its real name is biceps brachii, I think, because we also have biceps femoris, which is around here, if I'm not mistaken, in the back of the leg. It's either here or here. I think it's on the inside. I'm not sure. You know, I'm doing a leg anatomy, but I still don't know where the biceps femoris is exactly, on the outside or on the inner side. So outside is this, inner side is this. Yeah, medial side and something. You know, I don't teach anatomy with so much fancy words. I say biceps, triceps. Those are the... what was those? I don't remember. But this is the quadriceps here in the front. And abdominal muscles also. We can put some abdominal muscles, I think. Although they are very spread here. They are thinned out. But it should work. I was planning, by the way, to do this stream today. It was just like a thought. I didn't do it. I was planning to do it twice. So once a little bit early, and the other time now. But I decided not to do it. Maybe sometime I will do it. The same thing twice. And then I will delete one of the videos. The resulting videos, which has less views. They will be the same, but I will do the model twice. Once for the one video and once for the other video. It's just an interesting experiment. I'm not afraid of doing the model like twice or 5 times or 50 times. No, 50 times I'm afraid to do it. It's too much. Are you using tablet or PC? That's an interesting thing. I'm using both at the same time, which is, I know it sounds formidable, but hear me out. I'm using a PC now, and I'm using a graphic tablet to draw everything, I mean to sculpt. So, tablet and PC at the same time, right? Pretty cool, I know. sometimes we are pretty cool. How to read topology in ZBrush. I have exactly a video for that in my other channel, check it out. How to read topology in ZBrush. I think the name of the video even is or just retopologizing in ZBrush or something like this. So check it out in my other channel, which is called SpeedChar. This one is SpeedChar Live. So the other one is just SpeedChar. It's more simple. It's SpeedChar. So just check it out and you will see how to retopologize in ZBrush. By the way, retopologizing in ZBrush is the same as retopologizing in Blender. Is the same. I mean, the speed is kind of similar. The same as retopologizing in 3D Max or Maya or whatever, or even in Topogun, which is application for retopology, completely just for retopology. It's time to do the fingers actually, so we will do it. When it's time to do the fingers, I'm always like, time to do the fingers. I didn't want to do it, but we have to. So we will do it. Select this, and now I don't know if I will be able to do it. Let's try it like this. Oh yes, I did it for the first time. Sometimes I forget how to extrude geometry like this, but I remembered. By the way, you don't see my my keys, what I'm pressing, which is, it's not a huge issue, because usually even if my keys are here, you will not be able to follow that much. I'm working sometimes a little bit too fast, but I have to in order to be interesting for the YouTube, you know. So I care. I actually care about the YouTube. I should care because YouTube is my platform to advertise my courses, and my courses, I have over 15 courses for anatomy, ZBrush, Blender, beginner courses, advanced courses, whatever. So my courses are the thing that I'm living out from. I'm not doing freelance too much. I'm not doing anything else too much. So the courses are the reason that I'm living right now, that I live, my family also. It depends on these courses. And YouTube is where I am advertising them, marketing them. And that's it. But if you want to find a free site with my courses for free, they are a little bit lower quality, but they are for free, so it's fine. You can go to the Discord server and you will find it somewhere in the Discord server. A free site with not only my courses, other people's courses too, but you know, it's, you can go and remove them if you are a creator, and if you really want to remove your courses from this particular website, you can remove them, but you have to go and write some emails and do some stuff. It's a little bit, but if you want, you can. I don't want to. It's fine by me. That's why I'm even not exactly promoting it, but I'm okay with it, actually. Everybody knows that when I was younger, when I was starting my artistic journey, not even in the character art, I was a designer, web designer even. So, in the beginning, yeah, and I was learning from the torrents. I was learning from free courses. They were not free. There were courses from Linda, there were courses from Gnomon, but for me they were free because I was not paying for them. And now when people are pirating my courses, who am I to say, stop it, don't pirate them, it hurts my sales? It doesn't, actually. If you think about it, it doesn't hurt the sales. People who are willing to buy courses, they will still buy them. People who are not willing to buy or don't have the means to buy them, like Russians right now, they don't have the means to buy the courses too much, or people who doesn't have money, like most beginners who are barely having money for food, like I was, they will not buy the courses anyway. So what sales are you hurting? Who have money and is willing to buy courses, they will buy them because the courses are cheap, relatively cheap. Who doesn't have money or is not willing to buy them because they are cheap or they don't want to, you know, to pay. There are people like that. It's fine, they will never buy them, so, but they need to learn. So torrents or websites that are offering my courses for free are fine. All right, we have fingers. Let's go and mirror them, and suddenly it started to look like something for 35 minutes. Yeah, it's a lot of time, I know. For me it's a lot of time. For most people this will be fine for 35 minutes. For me it's a lot of time, but I was speaking a lot of deep shit, so that's why it was like that. So the head is a little bit too big, which usually is not a problem with my sculpts. The problem with my sculpts usually is the opposite. The head is usually too small. But now we will make it smaller. We will go up higher a little bit and rotate it a little bit toward us. Maybe a little bit like this. I want to just adjust. Now you will say, but how will we make this white spider on the chest of the character? It will be the easiest part, believe me. The anatomy is also, for me now, it's probably the easiest part, but it wasn't like that. I mean, I'm preparing to make the leg anatomy course right now, and I learned so much the last week even for the anatomy that I am just, you know, when you are focused on something, you're learning so fast. Just, it's wow. It's wow. And maybe in the anatomy I will include bent leg, not only you know, straight legs. There will be female leg, there will be normal leg, there will be muscular leg, there will be leg from planes, there will be super muscular leg, like this one for example, or even more, like Hulk leg. There will be also bent legs from the knees like this. A lot of things in the course, the same as with my arms and hands anatomy course, that's already there, and the head anatomy course. In the head anatomy course we have skulls, modeling skulls, we have modeling female faces, we have modeling over beginner heads, and a lot of things. So it should be a good course, right? But it's not. It's the worst. Don't buy it, ever. Or you can check it out. There is a promo video, you can see what's happening in the course, so it's fine. What tablet do you use? I use One by Wacom. One by Wacom actually is one of the cheapest tablets. Yesterday I was browsing the second-hand website we have here in Bulgaria, which is OLX. OLX is in Romania, Bulgaria, and India. I'm not sure which other countries, but I know those. So this site, I was browsing and I saw this tablet that I'm using, medium, although the small version is also completely fine, but I'm using the medium version. They're only small and medium, they're not large with One by Wacom. One by Wacom is different than Wacom One. Wacom One is a display tablet, it's expensive. One by Wacom is the cheapest now in the Wacom lineup, and it's completely enough for sculpting. I'm using that for, I think, 2 years right now, this one completely. And yeah, it's starting to show some wear, but it's fine, because this tablet, second-hand, is between $30 and $40. So it's not that expensive. By the way, I wanted to show you something, guys, and I will increase my size here. So I will show you a very, very nice thing, which is the Dragon Girl big figurine. It's huge. It's 40 centimeters tall. It's super huge and it's amazing quality. And the guy who did this is complete professional with separating the parts. Now, we can try to separate a couple of parts. Let me just try to separate the head of the dragon here. And you will notice that here is the cut. And Yes, we can, maybe. If everything else doesn't come apart, let me just put it in front of me here, and oops, here it is. So this is the head of the dragon cut exactly where the scales are, which is amazing, I would say. And the dragon is cut in a couple of ways, so this also is removable. This arm here is also removable with the sword overall, like this, and we can put it again. So a lot of things are removable in this. In order to sculpt, in order to print this big, 3D print, you have to cut them, basically. If you have a printer this big, even if you have a printer like 40 centimeters, or in this case, the figure itself is no more than 30, 35, but it doesn't matter. If you have a printer this big, even, if you put it on, it will take 20, 30 hours to print this, maybe. The supports will be all over the place. It will be difficult to position them correctly and then to kind of clean them. And also, if the print goes wrong at some point, it will waste all the time and effort. But in parts, even if some of the parts get some problems, the printer is printing them not correctly, then you can put them again and it will not be a huge issue, because each part is for like 2 or 3 hours of print and it's not a big issue. So for big prints like this, it's, you know, this one is the small one, and this is one piece, because it's just around like 12 centimeters, I'm not sure. It's extremely nicely detailed and everything, because the printers these days are just wow. And for this, you actually don't need to cut it that much if it's a small piece like this. So let me make myself smaller again, and we answer a few of the chat questions if we have ones. If we don't have, we will not answer anything. We will not answer to anyone. Okay. Don't break it, brother. No, it's not broken. It's just... it's not glued together. It holds together pretty well, because the guy, he knows what he's doing. And when the guy knows what he's doing it well. It's a very clever cut, exactly. That's a super clever cut. Let me close the door just. It's hard to find lectures on anatomy that don't focus purely on musculature like on écorché. If you can, please include fat and skin in your course. I will, and I always do that. For example, in the back of the leg here, in the normal anatomy books, there is a hole, but when the leg is straight, there is a fat part here, which we should consider, because otherwise our sculpts will not look real. So I'm doing everything not just for muscles, I'm doing it for practical sculpting or drawing. It doesn't matter. I mean, my courses, I think, can be watched from sculptors or just 2D artists without too much of an issue. At least that's the purpose. So more people can buy them and I will get more money. And then I will be able to go to Thailand for a vacation for 2 weeks. It's amazing, right? Yeah, that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal. By the way, I will go to Thailand anyway, so it's fine. I already bought the tickets. So after 1 month, kind of 1 month, I'm off to Thailand. If we are alive and healthy, as we say here in Bulgaria, because sometimes we are not. It's 8K print. Yeah, I think it's 8K. You can remove the brushes like this, and they are moved, and it's over. You don't have the brushes anymore. Now we are with the earlier version of Blender, where the brushes were not in the bottom. Yeah, they're not anywhere, They are in the bottom, but we hid them, so it's fine. Now we have hidden the brushes and we are feeling great because we achieved something amazing. Easy. Go to Romania. I've been to Romania actually. Couple of times. 2 times. I like it a lot. Romania is fine. It's close. We can go with a car. Also now with the newest development, we can go without any problems in the borders or whatever. There were no problems before also, but whatever. Let's do some nails. Huge. Big. Here one. Here another one. Here there'll be another one pointing in this direction. This will be one finger, another finger. And then here we will have... What's happening here? We don't have enough fingers. Or toes in this case. Those are toes. Excuse me, those are toes, not fingers. Fingers on the hand. These are the feet and those are toes. So let's do some anatomy of the feet here. Okay, nice. Here we have some muscles below. This thing is going back. Here we have a tendon going from the back to this place. Okay. Below we have to flatten this because he's stepping on some surface, I guess. Here we will have some tendons going down. One is going this way, the other one is for the big finger, and one for the other fingers, toes, excuse me, again, toes. A lot of things going on, by the way, in this portion of the leg here. And it's impossible. I mean, this portion of the leg, we will skip it in the course because it's impossible to know what's happening here. Nobody knows, actually. They pretend that they know, but they don't. They actually don't know. This is the most complex area of the human body. This. And I'm joking, of course. We will get to that and it's not a problem. This is the tendon that's going from the hamstrings to this area. We'll have hamstrings. We have 2 tendons here going, but we are seeing one. Here we have a tendon also going from the other parts of the hamstring, the inner portion. It's amazing what happens with the leg. And by the way, the knee is the most important part of the leg because we have the most detail going on in the knee. We have a lot of tendons going into the knee area. We have muscles, not so many muscles in the knee area, a lot of tendon and bone. That's why we have a lot of detail there. And we have to acknowledge that. If we don't, we die. No, we probably not die that easy. We have to fight. You gotta fight for your right to party. 200 people were watching this stream just a few minutes ago. I saw that. This was nice. So yeah, now it's getting dark in here almost because it is... No, it's not dark yet. It's 4:20 minutes for a clock and 20 minutes in the afternoon, PM, like some people say, PM. In Bulgaria, when we say PM, is when we are drinking. Especially when we're drinking vodka or rakia or brandy, whatever. We say PM. Drinking means we are drinking. PM in Bulgarian means exactly we are drinking. PM. Believe it or not. So when somebody say it's 7 PM and I say, okay, good for you, you're drinking, very nice. Very nice. You're doing well. PM pivo. Exactly. PM bira. In Bulgarian, beer is bira, like in Spanish. In Spanish is birra, I think. So it's similar. Let's do a little bit of interesting thing here of the muscle, just to make it. Yes. So what happened is OBS crashed, but this time I know that even when OBS crashed, the stream is still there. I can relaunch OBS, select the stream, and continue streaming, and we are golden. It was laggy because I told you it crashed. OBS just closed itself, and I thought that Blender closed itself, and I wasn't saving, but now I saved, so it's fine. We are fine, guys. Relax, it's fine. Everything is cool. Everything is almost amazing cool, we may say. Nice save. Yeah, I know. I'm getting more professional every day. Every day. Professional. No problem. Everything is fine. We're cool. Now, where are the traps muscles, the trapezius muscle in our concept? It's hidden, probably. So, why are we having it so large in our model? I don't know. It's just how I imagine it. You know, when you're doing this sculpt, for example, I will post this concept if people want to do it for a weekly challenge in the Discord server. So if you want to join the weekly challenge in the Discord server, you can do so. With this, each person is kind of doing the concept in their own personal way. And it's very interesting to see different interpretations of the concept. I like that a lot. By the way, this would be the first weekly challenge for this year in my Discord server, which is in the description of this video. The Discord server, I mean. The link to the server, even. You can check it out. There are very evil moderators in the server, so you have to be careful not to troll people. And, but if you do just your art, just post stuff, comment on other people, with respect, of course, then you will be completely fine, and you will not be timed out or even banned. But if you plan to go to the server, post some nudity, inappropriate images, like some people did a couple of months ago, then you probably will never step foot on the server again. Except if you change your phone number and your nickname and completely new Discord account, then you probably would be able to go inside again. But the bots are very bad. They're following everybody. And if you move a wrong step, they'll get you. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's another server. So even if they ban you, it's not the end of the world. Relax. It's fine. And if they ban you for nothing, or for almost nothing, I will unban you. Don't worry. If you tell me, of course. I'm not following everything. Every time. Every day. Drink beer every day. Now it's time, because it's already... I don't know how much time has passed actually, because we restarted OBS and now I actually don't know what's happening. But I will guess that we are around 1 hour mark right now. So we have time to do everything else, which is the spider thing on his chest. Are you using wide angle lens like the reference? No. Well, I finally caught one of our streams. Big fan of you, Nico. Thank you very much. Or is this a challenge, Dang? It will be, yes. Which tablet you're using? One by Wacom. Naked sculptors also count? No. Naked sculptors are highly welcome. Sorry, Nico, I can't give Discord my phone number. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. You too about Discord banned in Russia? Oh, really? Discord is banned in Russia? I didn't know about it. Hola, pelado. Saludos desde Peru. Gracias. I'm 134. What does that mean? Nobody knows. Your tablet have screen or not? It doesn't. Discord server link is not working. For some people it's not working, but if you grab the link, paste it in your browser, usually it works. Almost an hour, yeah, 55 minutes, I think so, yeah. Nico, have you ever tried rendering in UF5? No, I haven't tried ever opening even in my computer Unreal Engine. Yeah, what do you think about XP Pen compared to Wacom? Do you have used one? No, I haven't used XP Pen, but I've heard good things about them, so yeah, it's a tablet, I think it could be useful. Eres una inspiración, gracias por tus streams. Gracias. Gracias. Eres una inspiración, I guess it's you are an inspiration. I know a little bit of Spanish and a lot of Russian actually, so don't speak bad things in Russian in the chat because I will know. I will know what it is, mostly. Nico PC specs. 64 gigabytes of RAM, which is very important actually. In many cases, the RAM is saving you, especially when you're working with a lot of polygons in Blender. Actually, many people think that a lot of polygons in Blender are requiring a very good video card, but it's actually a lot of RAM which is requiring. So, yeah, so 64 gigabytes of RAM I have. Ryzen processor, a couple of generations ago, but one of the best. I think it's 3950X or something like this. 3950, something like this it was. And the video card is very modern, from 1 year ago I bought it. 4070 Super. 4070 Super is a pretty decent video card. I mean, when I bought it, price to performance, it was, for me, it was the best choice. Yeah, of course 4090 is super nice. Now, with the latest NVIDIA, unveil, most likely the 5070 will be amazing video card, but I will not buy it because I already have a pretty modern video card and I don't need to, to buy another one. It's not used. There is no use of buying. Okay, let's do the spider or whatever it's in the front. So first we will mask an area. What we want. The head should be something like this. It should go like that. Here we will have... Yeah, I'm just talking because I don't know exactly what to do, but we will figure it out. It's not a huge issue. Let's go like this. Okay, and we have it. This is the Venom thing. And now we will go Q, mask extract, extract. Then we will increase the thickness a little bit, a lot. Where is the thickness? Let's see. Okay, we need it thicker. And this is fine, apply. Then we will go and no. Remesh and then smooth. Smooth it. And then we will fix some things and we will have amazing stuff going on. Now let's fix some stuff, as I said. By the way, save often. Many people reported that Blender is crashing sometimes very hardly. I was the one that saw it happening in one of my streams, the recent ones. I was working on Lobo. I had a good time. We were doing hair, real hair, kind of with particles or geometry nodes or whatever. It was amazing, and then it crashes all our dreams and everything was gone forever. So, save. That's my advice for everybody who is trying to work in Blender and not saving. Save. Be safe and safe. If you're not, you will be sorry so much that you just don't know. It's amazing how much you will be sorry if you don't save. Save, please, guys. Please, guys, because back in the days when I was younger, and I was working with ZBrush mostly, and I was working in the studio in Gameloft, and sometimes ZBrush was crashing so hard that it was kind of making the save file unusable. It cannot open it afterwards. So we were saving like Venom 1, Venom 01, Venom 02, Venom 03. We were saving different files all the time. So I had this kind of... I was saving very often because I knew what it is to lose like 3-4 hours of work just from a crash of a program. Now Blender is not doing that. It's not, ZBrush is also not doing that anymore, but Blender is not doing that. But still, autosave in Blender is obviously broken. Many times I've tried to go to the autosave after Blender crashes and it doesn't work because it didn't make any autosave. So we cannot rely on autosave. We have to Control S from time to time, like this, Control S. And now it's just a matter of seconds and it will save you a lot of trouble and headaches. Although, if Blender crashes and you lose a certain amount of work, then I'm pretty sure that you will get a little bit of rest. So, guys, this is a first. OBS has crashed a second time in one stream, which is amazing. And I will not be able to see the time that have passed. It's amazing. Yeah, OBS, but you cannot save in OBS, so yeah. I was talking about crashes and probably OBS heard me and said, oh, yeah, I remember I need to crash again. But why, you stupid OBS? Why do you need to crash again? What's happening here? What is wrong with you? You just don't crash, it's fine. We can do this without a crash. But it needs to crash, it crashes. As you can see, it doesn't bother us anymore that much. I mean, when it crashes, like a couple of seconds ago, a couple of seconds after that, I'm back online. It cannot stop me. I'm back into it. I have to see, after I finish the stream, I have to go and see how this looks in the video itself. It's pretty interesting. Like lagging, everything stops probably, and then it starts again at, like after a couple of seconds. When I restart OBS, it just starts. But, you know, I'm very glad that even after OBS crashes, it keeps the broadcast and then I can just go back to it without too much of an issue. Any issue, actually, without any issue. So we have this Venom right now. It's actually not bad. I kind of like it. The first Venom I did was, I think this one. Yeah, this one. It's similar. But this now, I think it's a little bit better. Yeah. This now is a little bit closer to the concept. A little bit. Just a tiny bit closer to the concept. It's fine. Closer. New Blender on Mac, no crash. Everything crashes everywhere, so it's, yeah. It's been around 3 minutes since stream began. Thank you, so we know. It's protecting its low salary. Yeah, actually, yeah. Just loading screen. The idea is that, yeah, Blender and OBS are free programs. So we cannot actually complain that... We can complain for everything, we can complain. But it's not actually viable complaints when you are getting it for free. And, as in my case, you are making money out of it. I'm making money out of Blender by making freelance sometimes and they're paying me, or by my courses. Yeah, the most money I make is from the courses, actually. I'm selling the courses, people are buying them sometimes, and I'm making some cash with it. How much money I'm making from the courses? The money that I'm making from the courses are actually enough to live every month. And these days, there is nothing to save that much, but at least, you know, you don't have to be greedy, you know. At least they're enough for the life, for the normal things, for the car. I mean, to get fuel for the car, to get to put the new tires on in the winter, because we have winter and summer here, and we have to put winter tires in the winter and summer tires. And I go to a certain tire shop where they change the tires. I get them from the basement, I put them in the car, I go there and I pay them for, no, these days it's more like 50 euros to change all the tires to the winter or to the summer ones. And then I go back and put all the tires in the basement for the next season. Yeah, I have to buy all season tires, I guess, at some point. It will be much less hassle. But you know, the tires, it's good for the tires to be checked from time to time, to be balanced from time to time. And this is a good opportunity when they put them again to check them and to balance them. Which car do you own? I own one car and a half. Yeah, one half of the car that my wife drives is mine. And the other one is already like 14 years old. My car is 14 years old. It's not quite new. It's a Mercedes E-Class from 2010. So it's almost 15 years old right now. It's you have to be very, very careful when you are driving this kind of old cars, because they have a lot of mileage. Mine was, when I bought it, almost 400,000 kilometers, not miles, 400,000 kilometers on it. And of course, everybody was telling me, don't buy this car, a lot of kilometers, the engine probably is not okay. And it turns out they were right. The engine blew. Like the first month when I was driving it, the engine just blew out. But I fixed it. I gave some money, fixed it. I mean, the mechanic fixed it. I didn't fix it. But I found another engine. I bought it. I gave it to the mechanic. He fixed it. And now it's running well. But for cars like this, there is always problems, because they are old and electronics, mechanics, everything is starting to go. So my advice to the people is give a little bit more money, buy a car that's no more than 30 to 40,000 kilometers on it, and then sell it before 100,000 kilometers, and then buy another one like this, because cars with a lot of mileage, they tend to make problems. Not that the cars with less mileage are problem free, but still, you know, that's my advice. That's what we're doing with my wife's car. We bought it like 2 years old or 3 years old. It was 3, I think 3 or 4, but with less miles. It was 27,000 miles, kilometers, miles. I'm speaking English and I'm starting to sound like an American, you know. Not miles, kilometers. 27,000 kilometers for a car is kind of nothing. But I plan to sell it before it reaches 60,000 and then buy a new one with less miles. Not completely new though. Completely new cars, I don't like to buy them because they are super expensive, and in the moment you buy them, they go down in price. So it's not worth it. I like to buy used, everything. My tablet is used. My camera that I'm using right now was used. I bought it used. What else? Many things. Only my computer and my phone are not used. And for the phone, I didn't buy it used because it has a battery. And when it's used, this battery deteriorates and you have to change it, which for the phones these days is a little bit of a hassle. So yeah, the phone is new. 2 years old already. But new. I bought it new. Fingers. Let's do the fingers. Will we are able to connect the fingers with the arms, you will ask. I will tell you, yes. But first, we will save. Because this sometimes causes crashes. Apply the mirror modifier. Select both of them with Shift. Then Ctrl J to join them. And then go to Sculpt mode and just remesh. And now the magic has happened. We have completely seamless experience with fingers and all. I know, this is absolutely magic, but Blender tends to do that. Blender is the best, I would say, the best software for sculpting and everything, if we don't count ZBrush, because ZBrush is paid. Blender is just amazing. I have used 3D Max, and 3D Max is not as good, as fast, and as well developed as Blender, in my opinion. 3D Max is not as good. I can say that because I was using 3D Max before I started using Blender. Blender is the best. Blender is the bigger, the best, better than the rest, better than the rest. Dun, 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 dun. Now I will color it not exactly black, but close. And we don't want it to be complete black, because completely black doesn't look good in 3D usually, in render I mean. So we don't want that. We want something that's not so black. The tongue, and we have to do the eyes. How to do the eyes? Just color will probably be sufficient. We may go, by the way, I'm just thinking about it right now, but we may go with some little detailing with a black brush. Like this. It's just gonna make it slightly nicer and cooler. And it will give us an edge to the concept artist, because the concept artist was using this blackening here and there to make it look nicer. So why can't we? And we can. So we will. And we are. Mr. KIzer Stone. I don't know if he's watching right now. He's not writing in the chat, so probably he's not waking up yet. He's not awoken yet, because America, 7 hours. Some of the America is 7 hours backwards. And yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, it's getting there, I think. If we are able to do a little bit of... Okay, nice. Here I will add a little bit of blackish. Very, very cool. I think we are getting pretty well. Anatomy-wise, I think we are safe. When you're not practicing anatomy for a while, I'm talking about myself. When I'm not practicing anatomy for a while, I'm kind of starting to lose it. I'm starting to forget which muscles are going where, which tendons are going where, what the tendons are looking at, what the forms and shapes are. And that's normal. So if you want to learn anatomy, you can. And if you want to continue know anatomy, you have to practice it kind of constantly. Otherwise, you will lose it a little by little until you are no longer the man you were before. I know, super sad, but true. You know it's sad but true. Hate. I'm your hate when you want love. Pay the price, pay for nothing's fair. They'll betray. Save again, always. And now it's time for OBS to crash. Come on, crash. It doesn't crash. Crash again, crash. No. But it will. I mean, we cannot predict when, but it will crash. And we know that. So we are prepared, mentally prepared, that it will crash at some point in the future. I think it's doing great. I mean, this model, it's looking great. Let's... Oh, this is messed up. This, guys, here is not good because the sartorius muscle, which is coming from here and going down and around and connecting to the tibia in here, which is the bigger lower bone on the leg. And I didn't quite make it, but now it's there. This is the longest muscle in the human body, believe it or not. It's, yeah, I see that there are over 200 people now, and I will say the longest muscle in the human body is not this one here in the middle. It's the sartorius. It's coming from the pelvis, the tip of the pelvis here, and it's going down around the leg, and it's wrapping around, and it's connecting to the tibia bone, which is the big bone, the bigger of the two bones here in the bottom leg. So remember that, or don't. But this is the bigger or the longest muscle in the human body, they say. I'm not sure, but that's what they say, you know. And when they say it, we tend to believe them. Maybe they are not to be believed, but we are believing them. What is this? I don't know what's happening here, but I will do something because it looks more interesting this way. Okay, now the teeth, I would say, maybe can be a little bit more yellow. Let's try to make them a little bit more yellow, kind of. Alright, I think it's better. Because the other things are white. Maybe this thing could be a little bit yellow also. You know, complete white, complete blacks, they are not interesting. And if you make them, you are not interesting. So just don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. I mean, it's not worth it. Complete blacks and complete whites. Although the eyes, yeah, they are complete white, I know, it's fine. We can deal with it. We are grown-ass people. So we can deal with it. Now, a little bit of dark here would be appropriate. Under it. And where else? Probably here a little bit of dark. Dark as the grave. My heart is dead. What songs am I listening, you know? Is the nails, they have to be white or something? Probably white nails, or not so white, but just a little bit not so dark, would be appropriate in this case. I'm not completely sure, but let's do this. And also here on the legs. Alright, so now what I like to do is his skin to be a little bit more interesting. So even if we don't do a render, we can go to the matte cap and choose some other... No, this one is not good. This one is kind of interesting. This one is fine. I like it a lot. If we can kind of fix it, I don't think we can, but the matte caps should be fixable. I mean, we should be able to work on that, on the matte cap. What is this? Oh, flip it. We can flip it. Which one is looking better? This is the default one. This is the flipped one. But the flipped is just flipped horizontally. So this one, I think, looks great. Let's see it from different angles. Not bad. It's looking kind of cartoonish, which is kind of fine, but we don't like it that much. So we can continue to... This one is amazing. This one is fine. When your model is good, a lot of matcaps will look fine. This one is nice. This one is cool also, but it's too dark. Let's flip it. It doesn't matter. There is not too much, you cannot do too much on this. These are some studio lights. They can be actually fixed. I mean, the rotation here of the light we can fix or whatever. But if we go to render, then the real fun can begin. And we can go here. Let's see. So shadows, definitely. But before shadows, we want to go here and add a world. So now what I do always is I go to this kind of a render properties window, and I go to ray tracing in the modern versions of Blender, fast GI approximation, and ambient occlusion. This way, we have a very good base for which we can put some lights. I'm trying to achieve a little bit better precision, maybe no. There is a distance, nice. We can work with that. 3 meters, fine. It depends on the size of your model. So now, I don't know. Thickness near, nice, good. So the blackest it is, the better. No, it's not that far. This doesn't work. Bias, okay, bias or whatever. Fine. Now, looking great, right? Let's put the materials on first. So select one thing, go here, add a material with color attribute, and now we have our color, which is a vertex color, it doesn't matter. Select everything and Control L, link materials, and everything should be with their own material that we added. Now we need to add roughness. Okay, we will add the roughness when we have some lights. Let's add a light. Just a normal point light will be enough for now. Just put it here in front and increase its power. Power. And it's, even with one light, it looks kind of nice. Even now, with one light, it looks nice. Okay. But if we put this light, you cannot see the light because I disabled this thing here. But now I will enable it so we can see the lights. And if we put it back, in the back, and we make it kind of this color, which is blue, this will be our rim light. We will increase it, and we will have a rim light. We can make it area light and just point it in the direction of our subject and make it a better rim light than ever, better than ever rim light. Shadows. By the way, interestingly enough, we cannot enable and disable the shadows of this light. We don't have shadows in the scene actually. That's why. Shadows. Without shadows. Shadows. Without. By default, the scenes are without shadows. I don't know why. Volume shadows. Doesn't matter. I'm trying. You know, every time you are, doing this, you have to kind of try different things. It's not gonna work without trying. You have to try different things. Let's point the light in this direction. I'm not sure why, but usually this rim light shouldn't hit this area here. It should have a shadow. And you see, the shadow is not doing too much, and there is probably something that we can do about it. Influence, no. Custom distance, doesn't matter. The shadow, increase this, decrease it, doesn't matter at all. I don't know, the things are not working the same as before in Blender. Blender has become worst. The worst program ever. No, it's very good. Don't crash, please. It's fine. I love you, Blender. I love you very much. You are my favorite software of all the softwares in the world. Back in the days, when I was starting my artistic journey, my favorite software was, guess what? Photoshop. Yes. And I didn't have a real copy of Photoshop. I had only the pirating copy of Photoshop, which is great. And it was amazing. I was doing a lot of courses. I was watching courses. I was not doing courses for Photoshop, and I was getting better, and I was drawing, and I was designing. I was doing a lot of stuff, everything in Photoshop. Now my favorite software, imagine what is Blender. It's completely free, you don't have to pirate it, you don't have to do anything, and it's just amazing when it doesn't crash. It usually doesn't, so it's fine. We have our big guy. It's kind of difficult with this dark skin to do a good render. And don't cite me on that, but it's not that easy. Let's go and kind of turn this light a little bit more. Yeah, that's cool, that's better. And we can go to the curves down here and just increase it like this. And then we can go to the color management and try different color management things. Filmic was the normal one back in the days. Now it's AGX. It's fine. Medium high contrast usually is working good for me. You can make a nippier shoulder for more control, but I suppose you prefer a matte cap or speed sculpt. Yes. Put red and blue light like Venom in cartoons. Red and blue lights. Usually, when you're making a model, you want one blue light for the rim light, for example, and one red light on the other side. Like this light, we can make it red, just for a little bit of contrast between blue and red. It not only for Venom, for all your sculpts, I would say. But in this case, if we're watching the concept, this light is also kinda blue. So we will be true to the concept and make it blue. Cat blue. Now it's looking like the concept kind of, but this concept is a little bit weird because we don't have all the fingers. We cannot see the fingers on this arm. We have to invent them. Also, we don't have all the legs. And he has some kind of things here, some kind of things that I didn't do, obviously, here on the legs, because I cannot see down from the legs. Maybe I didn't get the whole image. By the way, in the bottom we have some light which is interesting. Let's make it from the bottom. Area light pointing upwards. Maybe it could be a little bit more on the back side, this light. And purple. I'm just testing stuff, you know, purple. Looking interesting, I would say. This purple light is doing wonders. I like it. I kind of like this purple light. I don't know if you guys like it, but I kind of like it. Now we can try the other render, which is cycles. Now, prepare for lag. First I will save, then we go to cycles and GPU composite. By the way, let's see what's happening with the preference here. Review point, no interface, no animation, get on Steam, input navigation, cannot system. We exclude the Ryzen 9. This is my processor actually, and this is my video card. So it's easy to show you just this is. But we exclude the processor, and now we have we will go 100 here and the noise. Hopefully this will do well. And now, you know, cycles, feature set, experimental. If we try experimental, that doesn't matter. I think it's the same. Speed, supported. Open shading language. And it disappears. And it crashes probably. What is this open shading language? I like to experiment. But in this case, the experiment lead us to nothing. Thankfully, we saved. So now, even if Blender crashes, we are fine. The is real good. I'm in Blender right now. What did you make the mask you can extract? How did you make the mask you can extract? You press M, you draw the mask, and then you extract it from... I cannot show you because Blender obviously decided to quit on us. But it's not a problem. It will quit. We will do it again. Can you do a tutorial like style of Marvel rival characters? I can, definitely. But will I? Probably, we'll see. It added a stream of the Blender who will win the match. It didn't crash. Yeah, yet. But I will crash it, most likely, because I have enough of it. So close window, doesn't work. We will go to here. Blender, close the program. Thank you, Blender. Thank you for your cooperation. Or not quite. So we have to be careful what we click. Now we just go to File, Open Recent, Leg Skeleton, which was this. This is the leg skeleton, believe it or not. That's how I called the thing. And we didn't have the bottom light. We will put it on. And we will make it purple. It didn't save after the fact, but it's fine. I think it's good enough, even now. And we don't need to go to Cycles. Cycles is... These days it's not that better than Blender. It's all Blender. It's all Blender, I'm sorry. Let's try 25 max samples here. It will lag less. Yeah, it will lag less. When I'm moving it, now it's lagging because it's computing. Now it should stop lagging, right? Let's go to, again, edit preferences and go to system and disable the horizon. And yeah. Cycles. Eevee. Eevee is better. I mean, it's probably it's not better, but Workbench sometimes is doing wonders. So let's fuck. Not let's fuck. I don't say let's fuck. I said it, but it's not what I meant. I meant it because Blender crashed, and we have to open it again. There's some... Yeah, it crashes the second time this stream, which is great, which is amazing. So we know, but the thing is that this is a free software. We cannot hold it against it too much. It crashes, it's fine. It doesn't crash, it's even finer. It's even better. Maybe it crashes because of this bottom light, which is pink. Maybe it doesn't like pink light, but I like it, so I will just put it there. And I don't care if Blender likes it or not. Hopefully he will not hear me, because it's a free software, and for a free software he doesn't have ears, actually, Blender. So probably he will not hear me, which is fine. We are absolutely fine with it. Now we can go and try a little bit of a lower focal length, just for the sake of it. It's yeah, 80 will be fine. It's cool. It's cooler. Now we will save again. Save. And go to Workbench, Matcap, Attribute, Shadow, Big Shadow, Shadow on the wall. Dun, dun, dun. And the problem with Workbench, which is the normal render in the viewport, is that you cannot do actually rim light here. Or at least, I don't know if you can, but I don't think you can. No. It's difficult. You can do it with a different matcap. For example, a matcap with rim light. But where is the rim light here? It should have a rim light. I see it on this ball here, but we don't have it. So I am disturbed. This is not bad. If we can fix it a little bit, maybe rotation. It doesn't rotate. It doesn't. Ah, we can rotate it now. We can do a lot of things. Outline is a good thing also. We like it. Cavity is a nice thing. We can use it. World. We can increase the cavities like this. And it's looking nice. And let's compare this to Eevee. Eevee is a little bit more sophisticated, but we're losing detail. Workbench is more detail, but we're losing sophistication. So what I would do is, if I want to make one render which is good, I will render both Eevee and Workbench from the same place, and I will mix them in Photoshop. And it will become just the ultimate render. Or something like this. But I guess you got the point. Now 1 hour and 30 minutes or something into the stream, and we have it. It's relatively nice render, I guess. So we should be fine. We go to the film. Transparent is better. It's nicer looking with transparent. Although we can put a background in the back. But do we want to? I don't know. We can go with freestyle, and there can be a line outside the character, but it's very slow to render. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. And all those things that I did before, the medium high contrast and those things here, are not right now in the file because I didn't save them. We should save them. Now, I don't particularly like some of the things here, but yeah, this purple light is kind of okay, but it's too much, I guess. So I'll move it a little bit back. Just trial and error. Sometimes you can try and work with your lights for like a huge amount of time until you get it really fine. I mean, it could be hours. So don't hold me too much accountable if I cannot do it for a couple of minutes here. It's usually hours, even for professionals. And I'm not super professional in rendering. I'm pretty good in sculpting, anatomy, and character creation overall, but since I was working in the game industry, rendering was not exactly my super huge skill, you know. So when you have a skill which is not developed that much and you want to develop it, you have to work more on it. That's just the normal stuff. It's not completely like the concept. Even the pose is more dynamic in the concept. We couldn't do it. Sadly, that's the truth. Just we cannot do it. But the ass is nice. Yeah, somebody pointed out that the ass is cool. So yeah, that's because I'm good with leg anatomy, and I will start. Actually, I plan to start the course, to start recording the videos for the course tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Actually, the time has come. I think I'm good enough already on the leg anatomy so I can start the course. Good news, right? I'm a 3D character artist and I have been freelancing for 3 months, but I haven't got a single client yet. What should I do? So you are not freelancing because you don't have clients. If you have clients, then you say you are freelancing. Otherwise, you say you are trying to freelance. And nowadays, it's pretty difficult to find clients, to have freelance or whatever in our field, because overall the world economy is not good. And in our field, like the games and everything, you have to be on a very, very high level in order for people to ask for your help, you know, for freelance. So if you're not good enough, or if you are specifically, for example, you're doing only stylized characters, you cannot do anything else, then it will be a very low chance that somebody will want a stylized character and contact exactly you. So it's difficult to work with this right now. So I advise everybody who are trying to freelance now as a character artist, they don't have any clients, just starting, don't do it. Find another job, do your work as 3D character artist in your free time, and just wait for the right time. Now it's not the right time. Now it's just not the right time. Maybe this whole year will not be a right time, but we'll see. But for now, Everybody who I ask, all my friends who are working like character artists, they say that there is no too much freelance, even for people who are experienced. And for those who are not, it will be a pretty good luck if you can find something. BlueStack closed firstly in the render. BlueStack should be closed, yes. King Cantona with Blender Perfect Duo. Yeah. There is course coming. When I start recording it, it will come eventually. Masterful Nico, thank you. What a good plan for freelancer. Something else. Make money with something else. Like work in construction or whatever. There is money in that. But keep your dream alive. Because at some point, the things will go differently. Now the industry is in a fall. And I don't think it has reached the bottom yet. When it reaches the bottom and it starts to climb, we will experience it. There will be more people asking for freelance jobs. There will be more people making games, asking for freelancers and stuff. Now, it's time to learn. Exactly. Now it's a very good time to learn, to put the time, if you are able to. Because some people, they have to support families and everything, and they're not able to do it. But if you can support yourself for the next 2 years, it's a good time to learn, to deep learning all day, if you like it, of course. If you don't like it, then you don't do it. That Venom could pass as an official Marvel Rivals model. I guess with a couple of hours refining, it could be pretty good, yes. How do you know when the right time is? When the offers for work starts to come, then you know it's the right time. Now I know it's not the right time because there are no work offers. There were some work offers 1 year ago, and from then until now, it was down, and there are none right now. Nobody's asking me to work for them on a salary, like a senior character artist or art director or whatever. They were asking me 1.5 year ago. Now, nothing. The industry is in decline. If I want to find a job in the industry, I will be able to do it because I have a lot of experience and I have a portfolio which I can show, and I will be a good addition to the team, for example. It will take time, though, even for me. But for young people, it's almost impossible these days. I'm not saying it's impossible, though. If you are consistent enough, if you write to 100 companies, some famous, some not so famous, and put the portfolio in and ask if they can give you a job as a remote freelancer or a junior artist with almost no pay, just to get experience in the industry, something like this. Maybe at some point you will be able to hit the jackpot, but you have to try. You have to try, and you have to be ready for a lot of rejections. That's the truth. A lot of rejections are always the case. Most of my friends and I can make 5k plus at Comic-Con. Very good for you. The right also only never time is now. Future, nothing. Past, nothing. Only now. So do it now. Do it now. I will never reach the bottom. There will always be an Indian to make the models for €1. That's not true. They may make the models for €1, €10, €100 for a model that usually costs 1,000, but the quality, when somebody wants quality, they would want somebody with a good portfolio, with the good skills. If they want just quantity, just something, they will get anybody with very cheap, no problem. I worked in a sculpting warehouse for 3 years before I was able to do full-time art. Yeah, practice and experience. So do you say job is dead or about to? This job is dead? No, it's not. It's not dead. There are a lot of people working in the character artist industry. There are a lot of companies like Bethesda and other companies who are working on games. They need characters. The AI is not capable of doing characters. It's barely capable of doing some concepts and still not the ones that people are exactly needed to. So even the 2D, which is much more developed, is not on a good level right now for the game studios to use. And also there are always these concerns of copyright infringement if you use the AI, because the AI was thought on a lot of images which were not free. They are not copyright free, as we all know. It was a scandal a little bit back in the days, but now everybody is fine with it. But for commercial purposes, you have to be careful. So the big companies, they are hiring artists to do their job. Just the industry right now is not in a good state because it inflated during the COVID times. It was a very good times for the industry, for the whole entertainment industry. The COVID times were amazing. Everybody was staying at home, watching Netflix, watching shows, playing games. It was a huge time. And the companies kind of started to hire everybody, so they inflated a lot. Now, many people that were working in the industry for a lot of years are starting to get laid off. And the market is full with people who are experienced and can do freelance. So the freelance is low. Why? Because all the those investors that were investing in video games back in the days now are keeping their money because of uncertainty. They don't know what will happen. And the war is not helping at all. And we don't have only one war. We have a couple of wars in the world right now, and they're pretty big. People are dying all over the place. And uncertainty, when it's a time of war, is something that we have to be aware of. When the war is over, but hopefully when, the war is over, and the other wars also, eventually the things are starting to get better. People will start to kind of unleash their money into the wild. Investors will start to come into the games, and things should get better. But I'm not saying that they will. I'm saying that they should. I'm not some kind of fortune teller. Nobody is. So we never know. To sculpt for rigging, would you do a T-pose or an A-pose? Always A-pose. T-pose is an old way of doing it. Social media algorithms also suck right now for artists. It's very, very hard to get in front of new clients. Yes. How much usually for one stylized sculpt? It depends. If it's only a hard surface, if it's only high poly sculpt, it depends on the complexity. For example, a sculpt like this, just for 3D printing, in this pose, I can do it for, let's say, 5 hours. Because this needs more improvement, like details, polishing and stuff. So 5 hours, let's say I like to get $30 for an hour, so it will be $150, for example. This is how you calculate. If in your country a good salary is $10 an hour, so you can calculate it like this. 10 hours, $10 an hour, $100. Amazing. But in my country, things are a little bit more expensive. And also, with all my experience, I charge a little bit more. So, it depends. Nico, are you studying anatomy or doing courses by somebody else? Of course. I always, when I try to do a course in anatomy, for face anatomy, no, but for the arms and hands, I was watching a lot Proco. Proco is a very good source of anatomy skills. It's amazing. I also watch, not courses, but this Anatomy for Sculptors book. And the books, because they have for face, they have for whole body, they have a couple of books already, and they are amazing. So they are always one of my main sources of, not inspiration, but to learn from. Is this Venom posted in Discord server as a challenge? It will be in a couple of minutes. That's not true. Not all AI is copyright scrapped. Probably. But who knows? I want to learn to sculpt, but with some robotic style. What you recommend me? I recommend you to try to sculpt in this style and see if it works for you. I've been watching your lessons for months. Never got to thank you for all your amazing lessons. But now you got to, so thank you. In USA, we need at least $20 an hour. Exactly. So in more developed countries, the prices will be bigger. That's why people from India or even Ukraine, which have very good skills, can undermine the prices, and they can give like very, very low prices for nice models, which is unfortunate. But then you have to develop your skills even more so you can be, better and be can compare with them. Do you find it harder to learn new skills as you get older rather than it was when you were younger? No. For now, no, not yet. So my brain probably hasn't deteriorated yet. But I guess after 55 years of old, maybe it will start going down a little bit more rapidly. Now it's fine. If I get excited about something, I can learn it pretty well. The monkey is probably found in teaching the rich, frankly. The money. Oh yeah, not the monkey, the money. Okay, so my brain obviously is not that good. The monkey. What's happening? How do you make sure the reference image doesn't move with the decord? Because the reference image is in PureRef, which is, you have to check it out in the internet. Internet is your friend, my friend. Check it out. You are so hardworking, sir. Any advice to stay consistent? Oh, so you have to have a goal, at least a short-term goal. For example, I need to make better faces. So you start doing faces, a lot of faces, different angles. Look at your own face, start studying how the shapes are going, making skulls, making faces over the skulls, and all these exercises that I do in my face anatomy exercises course, or head anatomy. And eventually you will get better with faces, and your short-term goal will be completed. Then your goal will be to get better with clothes, for example. But you have to wait for my course for cloth anatomy exercises. Well, we will do that probably later in the year. We'll see. Can you make mechas? Yes, I can, but I don't want to, because usually mechas are not sculpted, they are modeled, and I am not... It's not that interesting for me to model things. It's much more interesting to do this sculpting things. To stay consistent, you gotta make habits, daily practice. Yeah, it's easier to say than done, but it's usually, yeah. It's not easy. I mean, it's much more easier to wake up in 9:30 or 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, which is not morning anymore, but still, and watch some videos for a couple of hours even, and then at some point eat, then go to walk out the dog, then come back and start to think your life is miserable. This thing is easy because this is your comfortable zone. Getting out of your comfortable zone is getting up at 7, go to the balcony, do some exercises, physical exercises, for at least 15 minutes. This is hard. Then you go back inside, don't watch your phone, sit in front of your computer, start sculpting, do a couple of heads. Then it's time to eat a little bit, not too much. Then continue working, some heads, some bodies, you can do whatever. This will be much better, and you will be much happier than waking up like in the middle of the day, then burying yourself into the social media, in your phone, or in your TV, or whatever. You will not be happy at the end of the day. You will not be happy at all. Proco is the GOAT. As someone who went from 2D to 3D, I was pleased that the knowledge was transferable. Exactly. Proco is probably the GOAT into anatomy lessons. My lessons are following. I mean, right after his. Probably not, but still. Are you working on a new course at the moment? I'm practicing for the leg anatomy course, so yes. What's your main source of income as an artist? My courses. Cloth course will be great, especially stylized cloth. It will be especially stylized cloth, but not only. Hey, you put on some weight. Can you say? Yeah, here. More of the weight is here. And also in the back. And also a little bit on the stomach, you know, the belly is the belly of the beast. But overall, I got wider and bigger because I do exercises every day. I do 40 push-ups in the morning, 40 push-ups in the evening. Just 40, one time, and that's it. And then when I go out, sometimes I do pull-ups. Today I did only 8 pull-ups, which was low. I have to do more. So yeah, this is what I have to do. I used to do 24 push-ups every day. Now I did only 8 today. So new year, I'm heavier probably. What do you think about new brush of Blender in new version for make folds clothes? It's useless in my opinion, but you can try it, you can see for yourself. Nico, another idea for course for your anatomy in motion. The market is flooded with static pose anatomy, but very few show the muscle deformation and bone placement in different poses. Yeah, it will be kind of difficult because I can make like couple of poses and show the motion of the muscles in these poses, but there are numerous amounts of poses. That's why people are not making this kind of anatomy course. I'm 2 weeks into getting up at 6 a.m. every day to practice Blender landscapes. It's been great and I've learned so much. Exactly, and you're happier right now. Even if it's difficult to wake up so early, you're starting to get happier and you are happier when you do it. So yeah, that's exactly what I do, and I do feel miserable. Hopefully this year I can improve. Exactly. Why don't you stream on Twitch too, both same time? It only benefit. I don't know why. Because I have to, you know, do the OBS thing and stream in Twitch. I'm not sure. Hello Nico, can you make a clothing and armor tutorial? Probably it will clothing tutorial. I will. I'm planning this tutorial later in the year. I will do a t-shirt. I will do a shirt. I will do a jacket. Probably leather jacket. Probably normal jacket. A trench coat. Pants, short pants, baggy pants, maybe some shoes, we'll see. And this all in one tutorial. Armor, probably another tutorial will be for armor. Do you have space for bench and a barbell? It's awesome. No, I don't. I'm using only my own weight. What you do for living? Nowadays, I am doing only courses and I live only from the sale of the courses. In the description of this video. Does learning Marvelous Designer mean you don't have to study cloth anatomy as much? The answer is probably no. It depends. If you know Marvelous Designer very well, you can work with it very well, and you kind of adjust the garments in Marvelous Designer very well, and you get very nice folds. Then you don't need to know anatomy of the fold that much. But Marvelous Designer will not help you that much with highly stylized models or middle stylized models as well. For example, the models that are in the game Fortnite, they're pretty well made, not with Marvelous Designer, because people are handmade the folds on stylized models. So, you know, it depends. Charlie made a video about streaming in both Twitch and YouTube, and it's crazy how much he makes from both. Yeah, I'm not making almost any money from YouTube anyway, so it's fine. I don't have too much subscribers. Many people have a lot more subscribers. They are making money from advertisement. They are making money from sponsors. Sponsors are not working very well with me. I mean, I try to be very honest. And when a sponsor come and offer you a product which you have to praise, you have to say this is amazing, this is very nice, only good things about the products because they're paying you. I cannot do that. I can't. I have to make the video. Okay, I will make the video and I will say mostly good things, but I will here and there say what I really think about the product, and then they don't want me to do the video anymore. That's the case because they see the video. I show them before I post it and they say, yeah, but we want you to remove this line because it will hurt our product. But this is what I think about your product, so I cannot remove this line. So, bye. It's fine. 8 is a lot of pull-ups. Yeah, I can do 10, actually, sometimes, if I push myself too hard at one time. But usually 8, then rest a little bit, then 8, then rest a little bit, and 8. is working very good for me. You honestly and straightforwardness are among your best qualities. We love you, Nico. Thank you very much. Hopefully I will stay this way because, you know, what do we have as persons in this earth? We have like computer, we have a phone, we have a car, we have something, but it's not important. The important thing is you're wholesome, what you are like for yourself. If you're lying to people, if you are cheating, if you're doing these things, I'm sure you will not be happy. But if you are honest, if you are not lying to anybody, if you sleep well because of that, you will feel completely fine. And that's what I'm trying to live like my life. I tried it once with a graphic tablet sponsor. It was not good. Yeah, by the way, once they sent me Gaomon was the company. Gaomon is not so famous company of making tablets, but they're making tablets. I don't know if they still make tablets, but probably. So Gaomon contacted me and they wanted me to review their tablet. They sent me the tablet from China. It came. I opened it. Very nice looking tablet. So I start to use it. But it turns out in Photoshop, this tablet had problems with two screens. It suddenly disables the pressure, the pen pressure or something. It was kind of bad problem. So I contacted them, they sent me new drivers, they didn't work, and at some point we just stopped communicating with them. I didn't do a video about their tablet because if I do, it would be a pretty horrible video. So I didn't do a video about their tablet, and the tablet was staying here for 2 years in my wardrobe, and then I sold it secondhand for almost no money because they didn't want it back. So yeah, I got some little money from this deal. Oh yeah, it's just sponsors. You cannot work with them. If Blender comes and say you have to sponsor us, but they will not come. I'm doing videos for them without any money, so it's fine. It's still. That means you're not a sellout. I'm trying to think that I'm not a sellout, yes. That's all true, Nico. With one is hostile as a person. Okay. Don't be so idealist. Just do what they told you what to do and get the money. You know, that's an advice, but it's not good advice. Why? So I have a YouTube channel, 2 channels, almost 100,000 subscribers in the main one. So if I do a video there and I kinda lie to people, I don't know how, but people can tell if the person is not completely honest. Especially when you are saying things about a product and you're saying only good things. There is no product with only good qualities. Never, ever in the history of Earth. So if you're saying only good things about the product, 2 things are clear. You are either silent about the bad things, which is obvious, and second thing is they're paying you. And both those things are kind of making me, when I watch somebody do this in YouTube, making me kind of not like it that much. I'm saying, okay, they paid this guy, he's doing this, and I'm starting to not believe that much what the guy is saying. So if I want people to believe what I say, I have to be completely honest. And if I have to be completely honest, almost no product will ever I make advertisement on. Yeah. Now I had to advertise ShapeLab, the VR sculpting software, which hands down is the best VR sculpting software, hands down, ShapeLab. But there is issues that I probably will not make the video. Because if I have to be completely honest, they will not like the video. And that's it. So we will not do it. Здравствуйте, вы понимаете русский язык? Да, я понимаю. But the chat doesn't understand Russian that much. I mean, some people are Russian, so they understand. Don't be so... yeah. I got your anatomy for female course on ArtStation. Now I'm on the detailing part and use Blender. I'm happy the course is not software specific. I love it. Exactly. My anatomy courses. Superhuman anatomy course and female anatomy course. They're not software specific. They're made in ZBrush, yes, because I was working with ZBrush back in the days. But they're not about ZBrush. They're about anatomy. So if you want to learn anatomy from those courses, you can with Blender, with Photoshop, and even with pen and paper, probably. Please recommend display tablet brand. I use Wacom, and I'm pretty happy with one by Wacom. Cheap tablet, but working very well with 2000 levels of pressure, completely enough for sculpting. XP Pen, yeah, people say XP Pen is also good, so I guess it's fine. For real, ShapeLab is the best VR sculpting tool out there. Exactly. I tried others like Adobe Medium or Codon, and they suck. I even paid $50 for Codon, one only for the developers to abandon the software. You see, I saw a video where a guy, I think it was Jazza, he has a lot of subscribers in YouTube, like 4 million or something, I'm not sure. But he was reviewing all the sculpting or drawing VR softwares. And they're fine. I mean, ShapeLab was the best one, and I've tried it. I like it. It's fine. As a VR software, it's fine. But the problem is, it's VR. You need VR glasses. You need a huge investment, couple of $100, in order to start working with it. And it's not faster than Blender, than working in Blender with shortcuts and everything. It's not better than Blender yet. Maybe with time they can develop it. It can become better than Blender in some functions. Now it's not. So there are a lot of things that I have to say in the video if I have to review the software, which they will not like. So I'm not a good match for them. There are other people who can say only good things for the software. They will keep the bad things for themselves, and it's fine. I cannot. I don't like to lie. It's just... And keeping the bad things, not saying them, for me is a little bit of lying, because I'm saying only good things, and people will think that this software is amazing and it's good for work and it can be professionally used and it's better than Blender, for example, or ZBrush, which is absolutely not true. So, sorry. I mean, an honest review for a product is good, but sponsor ad is straight up annoying. Sponsor ads is fine in my opinion, because you are working your video, you are sculpting. For example, me, I'm sculpting, and then suddenly I say, okay, now it's time for our sponsor. Just for 1 minute I explain about the sponsor, which is something, which is not even sculpt related or whatever, and then we continue to sculpt. It's fine, it's completely fine, but nobody has offered me this yet. And I will not lie, I will just say, this is the sponsor of our video, they are this company, they are doing this, and that's it. But if it's a sculpting software, which is paid, if it's something else, which is in my area, it will be difficult. Unless it's ZBrush. Maybe for them I will make an exception. Do you use quad remesher? Yes. Nico, your head is currently clean, kiss to your head, my friend. Thank you. I don't know what you mean, but it's fine. Доброго дня. Дякую за стрим, дуже подобається ваша подача інформації. This is Ukrainian, I think. I don't understand Ukrainian. I mean, I kind of get it. It's a good day. Thank you for the stream. Дуже подобається ваша подача інформації. I like your how you say the information, something like this. Do you know how to hand paint in Blender, do you know how to hand painting in Blender, but like you apply texturing in Substance Painter or better? Yes, I usually do for my models, which I then put into Substance Painter, because this is my workflow usually for game models. Blender, Substance Painter, and Blender again when I have the textures to put them back in the model, the low poly. So I usually make a vertex paint like this, then I bake it in Substance Painter, and then I do some texturing in Substance Painter. By the way, heads down to ShapeLab. ShapeLab is a VR software. It doesn't crash. I haven't experienced one crash. At least, I think I haven't. For 10 hours of use, at least 10 hours, which is a lot, I haven't experienced even one crash, which is great. So, yes, it's the best VR sculpting. If you are into VR sculpting, I'm not. I have VR. The good thing about Codom is that's exactly like Shapelabs. You can use it both in VR with a headset or normal PC like ZBrush Blender. But why would you use a VR program with your tablet since you have Blender, which is free, and those VR programs are not free? So I couldn't kind of get those VR programs. They are paid. They are not expensive, $50, $40, but I don't get it. You have Blender with a lot more functionality, better sculpting, everything for free. You would go to these VR applications, get a VR helmet for a lot of money, just to find out that you're sculpting worse, slowly, and everything. No, I wouldn't. I shouldn't talk about this, but I just cannot shut up. Have you ever sculpted on LSD? I have never tried LSD actually. I've tried grass, not grass, but ganja, the smoking weed. Yeah, I've tried that. I've tried some other things, but LSD never. It's interesting. What chair do you have? Is it comfortable? My chair now is comfortable, relatively. It's not the best. It's kind of an expensive chair. I got it from the brother of my wife. He was using it back in the days in the office, and then he gave it to me. It's a nice chair. It started to get a lot of problems with the headrests, the handrests. They're getting crumbled, so I have to find another one. Добра украинска Nico. Good, understand Ukrainian pretty well. It's probably close to Russian a little bit, but I don't quite understand it actually. Do you not like to bake in Blender? No, I haven't never baked in Blender actually, and since I know how to bake in Substance Painter and it's pretty amazing, I haven't baked in Blender. Recommended sculpt time per day, better training. Recommended sculpt time per day, the most you can do it. I mean, more than 5 hours is surely difficult, but if you are very into it, you can do 10 hours easy. If you are very into it and you have something to eat, because some people doesn't, and they have to work. And then in their free time, which is like 2 hours until they pass out in bed, they can do only that. So you cannot say whatever you can spend on the thing you like, which is sculpting probably, if it is, the better. Never eat prior to noon on any day. It depends. I eat a little bit before noon, so it's fine. But you should never eat before bed. At least 6 hours, in my experience, have to pass before I go to bed after eating. Otherwise, I don't feel good. But this is because I'm old. Back in the days, it was no problem for me. Now, 43 years old, it's a problem. Did you try Quad Remesher add-on? Yes, I use it constantly. It's paid, but yeah, it's fine. It's nice. Baked in Blender was if faster to do it in Substance. How do you approach baking environment? Feels like if you take ages for doing it one by one. I don't do environment, so I don't know. I'm a character artist. Anyone from 20 to 50 don't have that kind of time. Exactly. That's the problem. Anyone who is kind of older, already have a family or other work, don't have huge amount of time. But if you like it, if you want to pursue this as a hobby even, you will find some time, because it will be a pleasure to work with it. For me, it's always a pleasure to sit, start working from a sphere, do something and watch it develop, and it's just giving me pleasure, giving me good hormones, serotonin, dopamine, even without the drugs, you know. So guys, I see there are 170 people watching right now, which is great, but we have to finish this already, almost 2 hours into this. We have finished the sculpt long time ago, and we have to finish this. So my advice to all of you, work. If you like it, if you like sculpting, if you like doing characters, just do more characters. And if you continue to like it, continue to work. You will become better and you will like it even more. So it's kind of a circle like this. It'll become obsession, which is not exactly perfect. Obsessions are usually not the best thing you can do, but if you like it, it's fine. It's better than narcotics, it's better than coke, it's better than drugs and cigarettes and gambling. So I'm all for it. Bye for now. Do you post model after sculpting? If do you rig your model? Sometimes I rig, usually I don't. If I want to pose it, I will just move it around, mask and move. It will be one time, so it doesn't need rigging too much. Goodbye.